Hello, I'm Emma Linguist, and with the North American Computational Linguistics Olympiad in just a few weeks, I figured I'd do a few problem walkthrough videos to help people who are studying for it. Okay, so in every problem there's this little blurb at the top, and that is more of context, so it's not exactly necessary for the problem. You can pull out some things like, so I was able to pull a map of the Upinaye indigenous territory in Brazil, and then this is the Hay language family map that I also pulled from online. So it's just more interesting information than problem solving stuff. So we can move on. Okay, so jumping into the problem, we have 6 sentences in Upinaye and in English, and their English translations. So we can just start making a table of Upinaye and English. So we'll just find words and we'll put them in. I find that this is the best way to just make some headway on the problem. So our first sentence, we have the monkey eats, and I can't really get much from the first sentence because we know that there's 2 words, so I guess there's no article. I'm assuming that there's no article the in the language, or it's just modified into the word. So next sentence, we have the child works. Not much headway we can make here, so we can move on to the third sentence, which has a similar word at the front. I believe it's ape. So the similar word in the English translation is works. So we can logically assume that ape in Upinaye is in English works, or conjugation of to work. Okay. And then from that, we can go back to the second sentence and see that the only other word there, since we assumed that the is not an individual word in Upinaye, we can assume that child is kra. And just from this sentence, let me erase some of the markings that I've done. Just from this individual sentence, we can get that the order of the language. So this is a verb, right? So we know that the verb comes first. Then this is the subject, kra, the child. So it's verb, subject. We don't know where the object comes because I don't think any of these sentences have an object. But in English, it's subject, verb, objects, but object. But here it's verb, subject, and then maybe object after or before, but we don't have any clues for that. So now that we know the order of the language, we can move on and continue going through these sentences. Then we have, so now we have adjectives like big. So the big monkey works. And we can't tell from just one sentence what the, which word is the adjective and which word's the noun. So we can move on to the next sentence and just make a mental note that we have an adjective in that sentence. Let me erase this so that it doesn't get too confusing. Okay. So next sentence. The good man works. So we have works again. Right, that's a verb. Oh, okay. I just realized something. If we go to monkey, we have another word, monkey, up here. And since we know the verb comes before the subject, kokoi has to be monkey. So that means rat is big. So let's add that to our little dictionary that we're making. Okay. Next we have, oh, and then from here, right, we can figure out that, let me just erase all this stuff. I think it's getting a little too crowded. That in here, in this sentence, kokoi, the noun, is followed by the adjective, right? So we can say that subject, then adjective. Now there might be irregular ones, but we'll just keep that in mind. Next we have the good man works. Ape mi mich, right? So the good man works. We know ape's works. Mi mich is the last part. Ape mich kra. The child works well. Works well, good. Well and good can be synonyms, and we know kra is child. So that means that, oh, okay, so here the adjective is modifying the verb ape. So the child works well means that mich is good or well. And that means that this mi, I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of these words correctly, but is not about the pronunciation. I'm going to extend our table over here. Okay, apanaye. I'm just going to call it AP, and English will be EN. Okay, so me is man. Or is it? Right, yeah, it is. Because the adjective has to come after the noun. So mich is modifying me, which is the good man. Okay. Ape punui mi pinyet. So works badly. Badly is modifying works here. And since it comes at the beginning, punui is modifying ape, which is badly. So punui has to be, or could be. Obviously there will be exceptions. Right, okay. Mi is man. We know that from the previous one. So pinyet should be old. Old. Okay. So now that we seem to have gone through all of these sentences and got ourselves a table, obviously I'm working like much slower than I would on paper because I'm only using a mouse and not a stylus. Now that we have this, we would go to our question, which is to translate the following into English. Okay, so we have ape, which I remember is works, right? Works. Oh my gosh, hold on. We'll try again. Okay. We'll try again. Ape's works, Rach, and Mitch. Mitch is well, or good. So good and me is man, right? So we know me is man. So the good man works. And what is Rach? Let's go back here and see. Big. So works a lot, most likely. The good man works a lot. And then we have this one. Oh, I think I forgot to write down this first sentence's translation. We know kokoi is monkey, but we don't know what kukre is, which we can assume is eats. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back here. So, eats big. This is eats big. Kokoi punui. Remember, punui is badly. Punui is badly. No. Yes. Yeah. Punui is badly. Or could be bad. So, kokoi is monkey. So the bad monkey eats a lot. Okay. Ape pignets, pignetch me, right? Pignetch is old. Ape works old. Pignetch is old. Man. The man works for a long time. We'll say that because works old doesn't make sense, but works for a long time does make sense. So the man works. And if you see for the second question, it says works a long time, so I'm just going to say works a long time. Though I think for a long time would also work here. Works a long time. Awesome. Okay, translate the following into Apenai. The big child works a long time. So we know big, let's find big. Big is rach, child is kra, ape is works. And we know that the subject has to come before the adjective, or whatever word we're modifying has to come before the adjective. So let's write out the big child. So that's, I'm just going to write it up here first. The big is rach, and child is, oh man, I forgot it, hold on. Oops. That's skipping to the next question, we don't want to do that. So the child is kra, right? Kra, rach, right? So that's big child, or child big. Works a long time. Ape, pignets, right? Because that's old work. Ape, Okay, so we got these two fragments of the sentence. We've got the big child, the subject, works a long time, the verb. But apinaye, as we observed before, has a verb subject order. So the verb should come first, meaning that this sentence should be ape piñetes I really gotta learn IPA. Cra Rach. Maybe I'll learn IPA in a future video or go over the sounds. The old monkey eats a lot. I'm gonna do this below. Old monkey. Old is piñet, right? Monkey is kokoi. So we're doing koi because adjective after the word. Kokoi piñet. Right, and then we have eats a lot, which will be down here. It'll be eats big, right? So what's big? We have punui. No, that's bad. I'm getting confused by the sentence structure again. Rach is big. Right, rach is big. But remember, it comes after the word that it's modifying. So it's kukre. Okay, boom. Okay. Then we have, finally, we can put these two together in the verb subject order. So kukre. Rach. Kokoi. Piñet. Boom. Okay. So now that we've done these two problems, and we can check them after, I should probably pull up the answers, but we'll finish it all, and then we'll check our answers. Explain the meanings of the following words. Rach. Right. Okay, since we made our dictionary at the beginning, this is basically answered, right? So, Rach is big, right? But it could also mean a lot, right? So we have to write that down. Big, a lot. It depends on what the adjective is describing, right? Mich, that's good or well. Because you can say good man or works well. Okay, piñet. Oh, we just went over that. Right, so piñet is old, right? Old or a long time. It all depends on what it's describing. Okay, I'm going to pull up the answers now. Alright, so I've got the answers up and I'm going to drag it over here. We have our first three sentences are the good man works a lot, the bad monkey eats a lot, and the man works a long time, which means we got all three. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got all three of these right. Next, we have translate the following into apina. Yay. And so the big child works a long time is ape piñet, piñet, cra, rech. Make sure you write neatly enough because make sure they're able to tell your H apart from your K. Next we have Kukre, Rech, Kokoi Pinyech. The old monkey eats a lot. Yep. Right. And now for our definitions, let's move to the next slide. So it says, Rach means large in physical size or quantity. It's interpreted as big when following a word like monkey or child, and as a lot when following the action word. So that's basically what we covered. Might be good to be a little bit more detailed on the actual competition. I wrote out a few words because I didn't want to take up too much time writing out a big explanation, but make sure you're detailed enough to where it's like clear, you understand what they mean. So Mich means good or well, yep. Pinyech means a long time. So I said old because it is interpreted as old when following a word like man, but as a long time is what it's usually interpreted as, right? So that's part 1. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna upload part 2, 3, finish off this 2008 problem set, and you can find more problems on, let me find it, right here, let me show you. You can find more practice problems if you want to practice more on the NACLO official website. I'm just pulling out practice problems from there, and it goes all the way back to, I believe, 2007. But 2008 is just what I had downloaded, so we're starting from there. Yep, all the way back to 2007. There's also student contributed problems, online practice, all kinds of resources over here. So I highly recommend using this website if you're going to be studying. Well, that's all I have for this video. Thank you for watching.